Tobago's land tenure issues. Patriotic Front leader says both the UNC and the PNM have failed the country. Police host anti-bullying and anti-gang sessions in Golden Lane, and operations at Piarco Airport resume following an early morning fire. Good evening, I am Lavian Cupid. Welcome to the Tobago Updates television news for Friday, 11th April 2025. To our top story. If long-standing land tenure issues aren't resolved, proper diversification in Tobago cannot be fully achieved. So says Chief Secretary Fali Augustine and the political leader of TPP. He explained that for generations, Tobagonians have been unable to invest in themselves or contribute meaningfully to the island's economic growth because they haven't obtained legal titles to the lands they occupy. Augustine said addressing this issue would be a top priority if the TPP was elected to Parliament. Reporter Candice Jackson has the details.
Recent national economic decisions have failed, according to TPP Tobago East candidate David Thomas, who was speaking at a political meeting in Goodwood on Thursday night.
If you are responsible in leadership, you always understood the instability of Venezuela. You always understood that. Yet you invested.
With Trinidad and Tobago no longer expecting an economic surplus by 2027 due to the failure of the Dragon Gas deal, diversification has become a hot topic on the political platform. However, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine says an empowered population is one of the key drivers of diversification. In Tobago, he argued unresolved land tenure issues continue to hold people back.
Because if the land is in your name, you can collateralize it. You could decide for yourself, look, I ain't looking for a morning walk. My granny have a piece of land here. I will go to the bank. I will use the land as collateral. I could set up a business somewhere and I could earn for myself.
These issues have spanned several generations in many families across Tobago. While the central government has acknowledged the problem, the Chief Secretary noted that the THA lacks the constitutional power to fix it, so the issue persists.
For the last 25 years, we voted for 20 of those PNM, and not one of them sought to actually fix the problem. The problem can only be fixed at the national parliament.
Augustine argued that maintaining the status quo will not solve the problem. He pointed out that even when the central government faced the issue during the land acquisition process for the new airport terminal, nothing was done to address it.
When they were ready to kick out those people to build the airport, you know the same people who have this issue to fix and did not fix do? The people whose name wasn't on the land. They just tell them, I can't pay for your land, I can only pay for the house. So in other words, people who lived in Crown Point, whose lands were not in their names, could not get money for the land. They only gave them some money for the value of the house and not the land.
Augustine said settling land tenure issues would be a top priority for the TPP if they are elected to Parliament. Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
Leader of the Patriotic Front, Michaela Pandey, delivered a strong message to supporters at a public meeting in Claxon Bay last night, accusing both the government and opposition of failing the people on the issue of crime. She said citizens have been misled for decades with promises that never materialized.
For too long, our country has suffered under the weight of empty promises and outright lies. Both the government and the opposition have continuously failed to address our nation's most critical issues. Both parties talk big game about tackling crime, yet neither has taken the necessary steps to address the root causes of crime.
Pandey argued that both the PNM and UNC have had their turn in power and failed to deliver real results. She urged citizens to demand better and support a new kind of leadership focused on action and accountability.
So that when you see a politician, you don't cuss them, but you cross the road to shake the hand. This election is not about red or yellow. It is not about tribe. It is about one thing: who can fix this country?
The Claxon Bay meeting was one of many planned meetings by the Patriotic Front as they continue to reach out to communities across the country. THA Minority Leader Kelvin Morris, speaking at a PNM spot meeting in Pembroke last night, mentioned a few promises that he said were not fulfilled by the current TPP-led THA administration. These promises included the construction of a sports academy, upgrades to recreational facilities, and the creation of sustainable employment opportunities for young Tobagonians. He also highlighted several outstanding projects such as the incomplete Goodwood Pavilion.
I was just driving where they're having a meeting in Goodwood, and I drove past the Goodwood Pavilion. That pavilion is still just as how they met it when they took over in 2021.
Under the representation of Ayanna Webster Roy that Tobago East benefited from real development.
Brothers and sisters of Tobago East, you have someone you know, and you know that with Ayanna Webster Roy as your representative, you have seen the level of delivery that have come to you, the people of Tobago East, from the central government.
He praised the work of Ayanna Webster Roy and Shamfa Kojo Lewis and urged the public to maintain their support for the party and its ongoing work.
You have your trusting, reliable representative in Ayanna Webster Roy, and I'm encouraging you, my brothers and sisters, especially you young people. This is but the beginning of us saying to Faith, Farley and friends, your time is up. Your days are numbered. And of course, that is why we will go out in our numbers resoundingly on April 28th. We will vote here in Tobago East resoundingly for Ayanna Webster Roy, and in Tobago West for Shamfa Kojo Lewis.
We'll take a break and come back with more. Stay tuned.
It's the premier red carpet extravaganza. Tobago Fashion Coda is back with a bang, bringing with it quintessential style where runway meets rhythm. Come see the icons of Caribbean couture, showcasing the trailblazing fashions of Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago Fashion Coda 7 promises an unforgettable experience on the 18th of April 2025 at Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort, a premium all-inclusive fashion soiree where runway meets rhythm.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
The only choice on the 28th of this month, which is a couple days away, is the Tobago People's Party. You all say it with me, the Tobago People's Party. Say it with me one more time, the Tobago People's Party, because this is the only party who going forward.
On April 28th, vote TPP.
That was a paid political advertisement.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Fusion. On April 20th, 2025, the Parade Grounds comes alive for a blend of genres, offering something for all ages and tastes at Fusion.
only you alone could put fire back in the soul.
Experience a night of great music and unforgettable vibes. Dance to the music of Kess the Band. Kess the Band. Kess the Band.
Tell me dios, baby. Take back a dios, honey. Take back a dios, baby.
Stephen Marley, Gramps Morgan, Wayne Wonder, and many more. Get your physical tickets now. Tickets are also available online at islandetickets.com. Visit TobagoFestivalCommission.com for more info or call 639-4441. April 20th at Parade Grounds, Dwight York Stadium. Fusion Tobago Rhythm and Soul Festival 2025. Feel the beat. Embrace the calm.
Faith in the democracy of Trinidad and Tobago. Speaking at a TPP political meeting in Goodwood last night, she reflected on her recent court victory where a 2023 search warrant issued against her was ruled illegal. Dr. Bremner said she never imagined that holding a different political view could result in state resources being used against elected officials. More in the story from Candice Jackson.
All you're too wicked.
This is how Deputy Chief Secretary Dr. Faith Bremner feels about the search warrant executed at her home in July 2023, recently deemed illegal by the courts. The warrant was linked to a voice note that alleged elected THA officials were using state resources for political propaganda. Dr. Bremner said she had always proudly spoken about the democracy of Trinidad and Tobago, believing that every citizen had the right to align politically with whomever or whatever they chose.
That image was shattered in 2023 when I had just reached home, tired like that. Take off all my clothes and lie down in my bed trying to catch a little nap. Only to hear on my door, bap, 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 bap. Police.
She admitted that having police officers search her home deeply affected her.
I ain't gonna lie. That evening, I cried. I cried because it dawned on me that the democracy that I was boasting about in Pittsburgh was no longer.
Dr. Bremner explained that the search warrant was a clear indication of how far their political opponents were willing to go to suppress any chance of another party succeeding in government. She added that the oppression continues in other forms as well. For instance, she referenced an offer from an international body that wanted to assist the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection in digitizing its services to improve efficiency. However, all that was needed to move forward was a single signature from the relevant official in the central government, one that never came.
$50,000, that is nothing to them, but it is everything to us. And when we go deeper and we find out what's really going on, we understand that somebody whispered and said if they do it in Tobago first, it would embarrass us.
Despite these challenges, Dr. Bremner said the TPP administration continues to press on with its efforts to develop Tobago. She claimed that if the TPP secures both Tobago East and West seats, the island would see greater progress.
Nothing can harm us.
Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
Although the Division of Education, Research and Technology issued an official statement yesterday refuting the claims made by Shamfa Kojo-Lewis regarding the absence of clocks in the concessions exam room, she still maintains her position, citing information from multiple sources to support her concerns. In her statement, Kojo Lewis highlighted several key issues, including the late submission of the student list and total number of candidates, as well as ongoing challenges within the division related to timely procurement. She also recounted an incident in which a student's mother had to lend her daughter a gold watch to complete the exam due to the absence of clocks in the room. Addressing criticism via her Facebook page, Kojo Lewis wrote, "Yet the THA and their friends want you to believe that I sat on a quiet Thursday morning and just made up a story for excitement. Kudos to the members of the media who have the contact information for other individuals who can verify the story but refuse to reach out because it serves their interests to present only one side. Facts and receipts don't lie." The Mariah Police Station brought a strong message of safety and awareness to Golden Lane Government Primary School during a special outreach on Tuesday, April 8th. As part of the TTPS community engagement strategy, officers led an hour-long session tackling the dangers of bullying and gang involvement. 30 students and 15 teachers, including Principal Miss Evelyn James, participated in the interactive sessions. Officers explained the types and consequences of bullying and shed light on how gangs operate and the life-changing risk they pose. Students asked questions and shared views, earning prizes for their participation. Senior officers, including ACP Oswin Supero and Senior Superintendent Earl Eli, guided the initiative. It was coordinated by Woman Acting ASP Williams and supported by a team of dedicated officers. The session is part of a wider push to build trust and strengthen community ties between young people and the police. You're watching the Tobago Updates television news. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. More news after this.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
She believes in she party more than she believes in her own villagers, in her own people. Send she packing. And so when they tell you that we love you, that is lie. It's them so Lord Nelson sing about. They are the best liars. They're better than the tailor who could watch you go around a corner and get a measurement. And so that is how crafty and how excellent they are. That is why they could come up with all kind of voice recording and all kind of video and all kind of story. But I am telling you, this time around, we are not afraid of them. We only fear God.
On April 28th, vote TPP.
That was a paid political advertisement.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products
that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Early this morning, a fire broke out at the Amerijet warehouse located at the south terminal of the Piarco International Airport. The incident was promptly reported to emergency authorities, who responded swiftly and brought the situation under control. As a precautionary measure, operations were temporarily suspended but have since resumed. Earlier, the Airports Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, AATT, advised passengers to liaise directly with their respective airlines regarding possible delays in departure. Tobago's private sector says discussions with Sandals never stopped. Although Monday's meeting was arranged through the central government, businessman Demi John Cruikshank said on the Tobago Updates morning show that they have been in ongoing talks with Sandals management, urging them to reconsider investing in Tobago.
We've been going behind Sandals from the private sector since they left in 2019. And we never stopped talking to the Sandals people. We always said, listen, we want you to come back. Even last year, April, I went to Grenada and I met with Adam and I said, listen, come back to Tobago now.
Public objections forced the Sandals to reconsider its Tobago investment in 2018. This time, Cruikshank explained that Sandals is prepared to fund the hotel's construction with its own money if it chooses to proceed. He added that the company is also more open to engaging with the people of Tobago throughout the process.
And this is we have to have the Tobagonians involved this time in the whole episode of Sandals coming, because one, we don't know where they're gonna go. The cards is clean. They have to look at new sites. We're not too sure if the Boko site would be because people would be saying yes, people would be saying no.
Cruikshank said it's now up to the THA to lead discussions with Tobagonians to determine exactly what the people want, so Sandals management can adjust their proposals accordingly while they are awaiting the outcome of the April 28th general election before sharing any further updates. Cruikshank expressed pride in how Monday's multi-stakeholder meeting unfolded.
When I tell you, proud to see everybody, big men, big women, sit around a table, and we had a mature discussion, and it was about Tobago. It had nothing to do with PDP, TPP, PNM, nothing like that. Everybody sat down around the room in a cordial manner, and we discussed the issue of getting Sandals back into Tobago.
Cruikshank said he's confident that if mature and non-partisan conversations continue, Tobago could be on track for meaningful development that truly benefits its people. More news and the weekend weather report up next.
You've heard a voice on the radio, seen her in your worship, and have sung her songs during your time of praise. Sanesh.
Everybody now, let's go.
Sanesh comes to Tobago for Melodies from Heaven on April 17th. The Shore Complex alights with praise and worship from 6 p.m. for Melodies from Heaven featuring Sanesh.
I shall not want.
Samuel Maydess.
You'll be the only one who's excited to call your name.
Positive.
Me never could have changed my mind.
Blessed Messenger.
Give blood of Jesus over your family.
Renee Play Fortune, and many more.
From my head to my feet.
Get your physical tickets now. Tickets are also available online at islandetickets.com. Visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for more info or call 639-4441. April 17th at Show Park Complex. Melodies from Heaven. Tobago Rhythm and Soul Festival 2025. Feel the beat. Embrace the calm.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gigabyte fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meats served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Welcome to the launch of Tobago Fashion Coda 7. We are so happy to be here.
Welcome back. Speaking at the PNM's public meeting at the Pembroke Bridge last night, political leader of the Tobago Council of the PNM addressed the issue of autonomy. He argued that while the candidates for the Tobago East and West seats under the Tobago People's Party advocate for autonomy, their 2 seats do not hold sufficient negotiating power to bring it into effect. Reporter Joshel Dan has the report.
PNM Tobago leader Ansel Dennis accused Chief Secretary Fali Augustine of undermining Tobago's push for greater autonomy by urging the UNC not to support the autonomy bills. Dennis said the bill would have granted lawmaking powers and $1.5 billion in funding to Tobago, claiming the island was being handed over to the UNC.
This Chief Secretary waited until the morning of the debate to tell his friends in the UNC. And maybe you all did not believe at the time that they were collaborating and that they were selling out and that they were undermining and betraying you, the people of Tobago, but you have the evidence now.
According to Dennis, if the 22 seats in cabinet would not secure autonomy for Tobago, then the 2 seats the TPP is contesting certainly would not deliver it either.
And if 22 PNM seats with your Ayana Webster Roy in the cabinet and Shamfa Kojo in the West also in the cabinet, and if those 22 seats could not give you autonomy, then what foolishness are they trying to tell you that 2 seats could give you what 22 seats could not give?
He said Parliament is not a place for negotiation and the 2 seats the TPP is vying for will serve no real purpose.
And in a Parliament of 41, 41 minus 2 is 39. And therefore, what real use or what real purpose will your 2 seats serve you in the Parliament if they're not in the cabinet? Cabinet is where the negotiations take place. That is where you go to negotiate.
Joshel Dan, Tobago Updates at Television News.
This is what the TNT Met Office says you can expect from the weather. Tonight, generally dull and warm despite the odd isolated shower. Temperatures will drop to 26 degrees Celsius tomorrow. Partly cloudy and hazy with brisk showers in varying localities. Temperatures will reach a high of 31 degrees Celsius and a low of 26 degrees Celsius. On Sunday, hazy and at times breezy despite the likelihood of a few showery spells favoring the early morning period. Sunday's temperature will be 31 degrees Celsius during the day and 25 degrees Celsius at night. And that's how we end this evening's newscast. Here's a recap of the headlines. TPP promises to fix Tobago's land tenure issues. Patriotic Front leader says both the UNC and the PNM have failed the country. Police host anti-bullying and anti-gang sessions in Golden Lane. And operations at Piarco Airport resume following an early morning fire. I am Lavion Cupid. Thank you so much for joining us. Wishing you a great night.